G'day everyone. Today I'm just going to be showing you how to remove the rear dog bone pitman arms on an E34. This particular E34 is a 540i, but the dog bone pitman arms are identical across all models. So I'm going to try and just show what I'm doing with my phone. Might be a little bit messy, but I'll give it a shot because it's going to help other people. Alright, so the first thing you have to do is you obviously jack up your car and take off your rear wheels. I've already done the job on the other side of the car, but I'm going to record this side. Now, the next thing you have to do is get underneath and have a look at your dog bones. So this is the dog bone here. See how cracked that is? And pushed to the side, you can almost even see inside of it if you get up here. See that crack there at the very top on the right hand side? They're completely gone. So it's a good idea to change them out, and it's pretty simple to do. Now, I'm going to pause this and I'll come right back. Okay, so what are you going to need to do this job? First of all, you need a 22mm socket and breaker bar, or an air hammer if you have one, and a 22mm socket. Spanner. You also need a new dog bone, and you're going to need a jack of some sort. It can be anything, a small jack, medium jack like this, or even a bottle jack. And you'll see why we need the jack in just a second. Okay, so now we're back at the dog bone. If you have a look, it might be hard to tell on the camera, but the dog bone sits a little bit off skew. So it's not really sitting straight to this part of the trailing arm here. Now that's because the trailing arm's coming down at an angle, and if you want to get these bolts off easily and install them easily, you have to jack up the trailing arm. You have to jack it up so that's sitting level. It's really simple to do. All you do is you grab your jack. You should be able to put a jack underneath your trailing arm there and just jack it up. Now when this happens, it's, the spring's going to compress, so there's a bit of load on it, so be careful. And as it's going to jack up, it's actually going to lift your car off of the axle stand. So make sure you increase your axle stand height as it's going up, so if it falls, it's not going to fall a good inch and a half and crush it. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll come back. Okay, so the jack's in place and it's not all the way up yet, but I'll jack it as I film it so you can see this. Oh, scary noises. You see that's just there. Man, this jack's noisy. It's getting close. You can see this gap here. On the other side I had enough room to lift this up a notch, but it might not let me on this side. Take it up a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And that should be just fine. I'm going to see if I can increase the size here. Not quite, unfortunately. Sorry for the shitty camera work. It's my first time making a video like this. Okay, that'll do for now. We might have to jack it up a little bit more once we get the bolts out. Okay, the next step is to remove the bolts. There's two bolts, one here and one here. This bolt screws right into the trailing arm. There's thread in here, so there's no nut. This bolt on the inboard side has a nut. It's hard to see, but there's a nut just there on top. The camera's not really making it out, but it's easy to get to once the wheel's off. You can just put a spinner in here and grab it. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen both of these and then take them out. Okay, so I've broken this one loose. Now I'm going to move ahead and break this one. I'll try and show you as I do it. Grab your spinner and feed it in. And there's a bolt just there. Camera's not making it out very well. Let's hold it in place. Get your breaker bar, attach it here. And make sure you rotate it the right bloody direction. Okay, I can't do this with one hand, so I'll go ahead and do this now and come back once it's done. Okay, so I've got the outermost bolt out. One thing to note, there's a washer that sits on top of the dog bone, in between the dog bone and the trailing arm. I've actually done it wrong on the other side because this fell out and I thought it went on the bolt, so I'll have to pull that apart and fix it. But yeah, that sits on top. Your bolt looks like that, so we'll keep them together, and then we'll get the innermost one out. Okay, so this is the dog bone out. This is the innermost bolt here. You can see there's a washer that sits on the bottom. So there's a washer that sits on the top of this side, the outermost side, and a washer that sits on the bottom of the innermost side. You can see just how rooted this is. You know, I can make it wiggle just with my hand. It should be a bit stiffer than that. Okay, so now it's time to install the new one. I'll go get that ready and show you how to do it. Okay, here's the nice new dog bone, nice and shiny. Have a quick look, make sure there's no cracks, make sure it's not shit. And yeah, putting it in is basically the reverse of how we took it out. So it'll just sit up there and we'll have some bolts holding it in place. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try and feed the bolts in. If they don't quite line up with the holes, you may have to jack this up and down a little bit more just to get it all aligned, but I think this side will be fine. Okay, so now I've got the bolts just resting in place. This one's slightly threaded in, and this one here is just sitting straight through the trailing arm, waiting for the nut to be attached on top. Now, if they don't really line up, you can put the bolt through and just yank at it, and you can rotate the bushing, because it moves, and that'll help you line it up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do these up now. What you wanna do is do them up tight, but don't torque them yet. We'll torque them once the car's back on the ground with the wheels on. That's it, yeah, that's what you have to do. I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, the two bolts have been tightened up. They're not torqued yet, but they're just nice and tight, so they can't move, and they won't move around or have any play in them. Now all we have to do is remove the jack very slowly, because there's a lot of tension in that spring. It's going to want to push down. And pretty much then put the wheels on, lower the car down, and then torque these to their final torque when the car is on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and fix the other side now, because I've done that slightly wrong. Then I'll come back, we'll put the wheels on, and finish it up. Okay, so we've got both the wheels on now. I fixed up the other side, it's all good. Now we have to lower the car down, get in there, and do up the bolts from the bottom. One thing to note is on the inboard bolt, make sure you've done up your nut tight enough so that when you lower your car, it won't spin. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult trying to get your spanner in around your wheel to get it. And that should be all there is to it. Now you need to torque it to 127 Newton meters, or if you're an American, 94 foot-pounds. And that's it. That's it done. Make sure you torque your lug nuts right. And that's the job. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I can show you my car afterwards when it's on the ground. Okay, now it's time to torque the bolts. Here's my shitty eBay torque wrench, which only goes to 110 Newton meters, so it's not quite enough for these bolts, which means I'll be guessing. The safe thing to do is make sure you have a tool that can go up to the right thing, but to be honest, I'm just going to crank it till I feel like it's right, and it's probably not going to come apart. Okay, so what you do, this is the other side of the car, by the way, just in case that confuses you. Go underneath, you can see the two bolts here. Check him on, and then crank away. I can't do this one with one arm, so I'll be back. Okay, and that's it. I got underneath and torqued up those bolts. Made sure my lug nuts were at least 110 Newton meters, and that's it. You can go now if you've seen all you need to, but I'll give you a quick look at my car, even though it's raining. This is my 1994 BMW E34. So that's the 4 litre M60 B40 V8 in the front. yeah, she's not a bad nick. A little bit of damage to the paint on the roof and on the bonnet on the boot. And before I got it, someone reversed into a pole. But besides that, it's okay. I've done a whole heap of work to the front, and there's more to come. I've got suspension coming from England soon, and I'll do a video when I install that as well. But yeah, if you have one of these, have fun. It's an awesome car, and I hope your dog bone replacement goes easily.